welcome back to our video series, which is number 5. We're gonna continue where we left off on our app, and this time around we're gonna do some raised buttons and alert dialog. All right, so first of all, guys, I don't like how this app of ours is turned out to be. So we can probably do something about it, right? Let me just change this. Maybe let me just change it to container, to wrap it inside a container, right? Or I can just replace it with a container. Can I? Yeah, let me just replace it with a container instead of a centered container. Right, let's just see how it turns out to be. Like I really didn't like how it was, and then it turns out that I should have wrapped it with a container instead of doing what I did. So let's just wrap it. I'm just lazy to continue, like, to do many things like we should, like, yeah, possibly now it will be like we want it to be. Okay, it's not that great, but at least it's something, right? Okay, can you allow me to erase this, because we are now on we are now doing erased buttons, or do you want me to do a erased button below? Okay, first of all, let me just create a separate class for this raised button. Class raised button raised app button, right? Which extends stateless widget, which extends stateless widget, right? What have I done? Let me just see what's happening with me now. I clearly don't know. Let me just see. Okay, state stl, since while I have shortcuts for it, stateless widget, right? And I'm gonna name it raised app button. That's what I'm gonna call it. All right, so yeah, okay, so yeah, we have built our stateless widget. Now it's about time we do our raised button, right? It has given us a container by default. We're gonna take it, but instead let's just create a child. I don't know why did I do that. Raised we're gonna take a raised button, and the raised button is gonna have an unpressed, and then for some reason we're gonna give it a null, so that it doesn't return anything or do anything whenever we press it, right? We will come back to that later. Let's give it a color. colors dot orange, right? I think it will look good. And then we should give it a child, which is a text, which will say press me, right? And as well we can, I don't know what happened there. Oh, press me. And then after giving it a press me, we're gonna try and give it an elevation of 8.0. What elevation means is that it will be above our scaffold by 8.0. It won't be attached to our scaffold, but it will be above our scaffold by 8.0. So let me see how it turned out to be. So here we're just gonna call our raised button. No, what am I doing? I copied the wrong one. I'm just gonna call this one. That's outlets, right? Yeah, now we called it. Should be able to work. Let's see. As you can see, we gave our button some style, but it's now grayed out. Why is it being grayed out? Because of our unpressed. It's null, so it means that it won't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't have a function. It doesn't have a function that it can activate in order to work. But if we remove this and give this an anonymous function, it should be able to work. You will see. Yeah, as you can see, it works. It works fine. I'm sorry, my emulator is slow, but you can see when I press it, we get this pressed shadowy thing. You can see that I'm pressing it. So, but as it stands, it doesn't work now. So we need to make it work. So since we said we making an alert button, so let's do this. Now we have to do our alert dialog. So in order to do our alert to make our alert dialog appear, we must make a function which will trigger our alert dialog in order to appear, so that when we press the press me button, it will trigger our alert button. But firstly, let's create some margins between these things, between our press B button and our raised button and our drop down button. So let me just give it a margin, edge only top, edge inside only top, and I'm gonna give it a 30 so that it looks good, right? Great. Now it's way up there. We can simply give it a 50 so that it looks much more better. Yeah, it does right now, isn't it? And then we can also wrap this thing inside a container so that it as well has so we can give it a margin as well. Margin, edge insets. Only top by 30, so that it's not close to our shop here, right? We don't want it close to our shop. We want it further away from our shop. Yeah, now it's looking kind of nice. So now we must do a method which we can call for our alert dialog. Let's call it alert, which will take a context. Now we need to create the alert method so that void so that it takes our alert void dot alert, which will take build context, which will be context, which will take a build context, and within that context which will take, now we can start to code our alert. Let me just change this a bit and then make this class private as well as here. The expression here has a type void and therefore cannot be used. Really? Are you sure it cannot be used? You are mad, man. It can't be used. So yeah, guys, it's saying is that it's my fault. I forgot something. So I accidentally removed my bracket. So I need to do this, and then no, man, what's wrong with me? I need to remove this and then do call that method inside this brackets, right? And say, yeah, and then let me make this private so that it's private, right? And then from there we can try to call our dialog. Now we're gonna make a variable called let a dialog. We're gonna make it low and then it's gonna be equals to let the alert dialog. For the title for this, will be text. country that you are no, let me see. Let dialog success all right, and again we have a content, and then that content will take a text as well. Congratulations, you've made a dialog button and a raised button. You made it. Okay, and then let me it's not used, right? So we need to use it. So we're gonna call a method show dialog, which will show our dialog. Show dialog, which will take context, which will be context, which will be context, and as well, which will have a builder. But then you know how I like to do it. I like to do it like this. Context, which will take a context. Sorry, I was trying something new. All right, like I told you guys, I'm actually lazy to do these things, but then I must, since what I'm teaching you guys. So we take a builder. Our builder will take a build context, which will be context. Our builder will take a build context. Our builder will take a build context, which will be a context, and then it will return, which will return our alert dialog, which will return our alert dialog. Right. So yeah, we're done. Hopefully it should work. Let's see, let's save it, and if it does, then we're done. Let's test it out. See, alert dialog success. Congratulations, you have made a dialog button and a raised button. So for me guys, until we meet on the next video, peace out.